and you could see even then that he was a fabulous prospect. Here is Gibson Park. Now Johnny Sexton to Robbie Henshaw. Oh, and a knock on by Ringrose, and they've been harmonising pretty well in midfield. Over 70 carries between them in the championship, but away goes Finn Russell. So dangerous is Russell. Oh, and he's knocked the ball on in contact just when you felt there might be a way to ferret their way through the Ireland defence.
Now, we're used to seeing the Russell-Hogg combination off the left hand, but that time it was Hogg-Russell. And Finn Russell got on the outside of Furlong, and he saw that he had Ali Price and Hogg on his inside, so he went inside, but they were both just a yard in front of him. You see Furlong in the background there, knowing the mismatch was there, but Russell gets his arm free low, and Ryan managed to dislodge it forward. It's an opportunity gone for Scotland, but perhaps a warning for Ireland that if they don't get their kick chase right, they can be exposed.
Furlong is very good over 220 yards. You might hear his name mentioned a lot next week at Cheltenham.
Indeed, not when he's being exposed by some of these.
You saw the action areas there and most of the action. No surprise to report that it's been inside the Scotland half, but Scotland beginning to find their way into this game after a bit of a shock jock attack from Ireland in the opening stages of this game, when Scotland were rocked onto the back foot. Scotland last beat Ireland 2017 in the Six Nations here, 27-22, game of 6 tries, 2 of those from Stuart Hogg. Scots were coached then by Vern Cotter. Now, of course, it's Gregor Townsend. And Ireland have no fear of coming here. They've won 7 times at Murrayfield since the turn of the century, including putting 40 points on the Scots 6 years ago.
Yeah, the history books only really have one-horse race on a lot of occasions, haven't they? The recent history, since, as you say, since the turn of the century, Ireland really dominant, and it's been a history of physical dominance and turning up and bullying Scotland into submission. And I feared the worst in the opening 8-9 minutes. Scotland have managed to even things up a little bit, but Ireland again this afternoon, everything. Andy Farrell spoke about it before the game. Physicality, you have to be able to come here and physically bully Scotland.
Yes, Ireland have won 21 of the last 27 against Scotland. I just wish I had better news for you, but I don't. Gibson Park, James Ryan, who may be an Ireland captain of the future. Certainly a star player currently, but Scotland doing enough in there just to force the error from Ireland. And of course Ireland build their game around a very low error count and precision.
Yeah, that's one to frustrate, but I think it's Hamish Watson over the top of that ball, managing to get his hands on it and feed it backwards. It's got given against James Ryan.
Let's go.
Interesting to see the 2 number 5s having a little bit of a shove. Johnny Gray against that man there, James Ryan, who many are talking about as being a nailed-on lion, whatever that tour may look like this summer. But it's a big head-to-head, one of many big head-to-heads in this afternoon's match. It's really fascinating.
James Ryan captained Ireland in the autumn. Johnny Gray, happy birthday Johnny Gray, 27 today, on Mother's Day as well.
Fine. Set.
Well, there's penalty number 5 of the 2021 Six Nations, conceded by Scotland at the scrum.
Early win for Cian Healy at the scrum there against WP Nel. Just didn't, we'll see here on the right hand side of the screen, just slips his bind downwards initially. His hand hits the ground, and often it's a race to the floor, but it's a missed touch by Johnny Sexton.
Yeah, that'll be frustrating for him and for Ireland, not taking advantage of that penalty. Here's Gibson Park. Won the Super Rugby title with the Hurricanes. Very much played understudy through that campaign to TJ Perenara. It's been very impressive, though, in a Leinster shirt. Henshaw again. Now Ringrose. Tackled by Hamish Watson. Hasn't missed a tackle in this Six Nations Championship so far. Hamish Watson. Gibson Park. Now James Ryan. Scott Cummings comes in to try and make the tackle, then attempts a poach against Ireland. And he's not going to get it. Gibson Park setting himself for the box kick. James Lowe off and chasing. Might have been slightly offside there, James Lowe, but it came off a Scottish hand, I think. Ireland could go wide here. Keith Earl signalling, hand in the air. He's on the rampage down that right-hand flank.
Yeah, it's a good kick by Hugo Keenan, who's had a couple of good moments so far in this match. Just quietly gone about his business, but done the basics